medical school on Zoom. It's Zoom. It's not even secure.
Anybody can get it.
Anybody can get it.
If you want to be a doctor,
If you want the links, we got you.
period. Hello YouTube, my name is Korene Duo. Thank you for coming to my channel. Today I have two special guests, my lovely Deveney.
Hello.
And my lovely Abby.
Hey guys.
And we're gonna just talk to you all and get into it about medical school and how we're feeling about it, how we got here, just learning a little bit more about me and my friends.
I love it.
Let's jump right into it.
Let's do it.
Okay. So the first question is, how did we meet? And how did it go? Did you like me? Did you not like me? All right, let's get into it.
So I know the first time we all kind of met was when we went to that restaurant in Durham. We all just honestly sat outside. I remember Deveney complaining about how hot it was.
It was hot.
She was like, "Okay, guys, this is cute, but I gotta go."
Oh yeah, she was trying to run out there first.
Like quick, she's like, everybody's supposed to come. It's cool, but like I gotta go.
Yes.
Yes.
That's because I had literally beat my face and I was not expecting it to be that hot. And it was like, I was like, oh no, this is not cute. My makeup's sweating off and I have this mask on when we were masked up. So
Oh
yeah,
my
I was trying
God.
to get out of there.
Yeah, but it was fun meeting everybody, and like I didn't know how it was gonna be, the vibes, but it turned out being a really good night.
Everybody was cool. You were quiet. Abby talked, I think, a little bit more than you did, but
I
I was like, she's quiet. And then you told me that you had just graduated from undergrad. I was like, maybe that's why.
Why?
I was like, you know, she's young. Maybe she's just like kind of intimidated by being older.
I low-key was
Yeah.
a little bit, but it turned out to be okay.
Yeah.
Everybody, like,
Yeah.
age is really not that, it doesn't do anything. Then how did like we really
Start hanging out.
I was, yeah, just trying to think about that.
I think you like slid in my DMs.
Oh, really?
She did.
It's true. That's what happened. Well, no, 'cause she was like, she put like a message out in the group and it was like, hey, like, if anyone wants to hang out and or is in the area, Trader Joe's.
Did I say that?
Text me. Yeah, in the group meeting.
For sure. I was definitely trying to reach out. And then you I met in PCC,
Yes.
which
yes.
is like our patient care class.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, we really didn't like talk that much in PCC. Except for when we had to work with each other. And then I think SNMA was kind of like the thing that we like really connected with.
Yeah. I think we didn't really connect until SNMA. So we both became co-presidents. This is my co-president.
Period.
And she's lovely.
They're amazing co-presidents.
Hey.
Like the way they're carrying this organization.
Yeah.
Shameless plug for SNMA.
Exactly. Those are $20.
But yeah, we definitely bonded through that.
Yeah. I think that made us a lot stronger.
Yes,
For
we're
sure.
friends ever since.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Every time.
And I hung out with her at her apartment one time. I was just like, I need to get out the house and study. And I knew you lived in the area, so I was like, can I come over?
Yeah,
Yes.
I was like, yeah, sure. We hung out for a while. I made her
Yes.
some tea, and we just vibed for a bit.
Yeah.
It was a cute time.
It was very cute. Okay, so we're gonna get into it now about medicine. What made you want to go into medicine? What was like the moment? I'm gonna go to medical school.
I think you should start.
Yeah.
This is your channel.
Okay. What made me? My mom is a certified nursing assistant at a nursing home, and growing up, I would go to her job a lot, which was really cool. And I like connected with the patients, and I got to see how much they like loved my mom, and I knew I wanted to do something like that in healthcare field. As I got older and started learning more about careers, I knew that medicine had more of an autonomy, and I was going to be able to be responsible of patients and their health outcomes. So I was like, yeah, I want to be a doctor. But then over time, it's developed, and I really love women's health. So I'm going to go into gynecology because of it. So that's why. Short, sweet, simple.
I love that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Made you want to go into medicine?
Me. So actually at first when I was growing up, I didn't want to do medicine at all because my mom was always like, be a nurse, because my Nigerian parents, like, they want you to do something in like the medical field. I was very against that. But then I did a mission trip my sophomore year to Honduras, and I got to see just like the huge health disparity in like third world countries, and it was really sad. And I felt like all the doctors that I shadowed there like had the power to make them feel better, and even if it wasn't like prescribing the medications, it was giving them a speech that would motivate them to want to do better for themselves. Because I mean, we're not healers, right? Like we just convince people to want to get better. And so that was the biggest step for me. And then, you know, I got here, and yeah, I'm still really excited to be here. It hasn't worn off yet. I'm like, oh my god, I got into med school.
Yeah,
like,
I'm about to be a whole doctor. Someone's going to trust me with their lives.
Someone is going to trust us probably the next 2 years.
Yeah, this is insane.
I didn't mention it, but we're all first year medical school.
Yes.
Second semester.
Second semester.
Ooh,
Period.
wow.
And we just finished.
One block
wow.
down.
Oh, yes. 4 more to go. Something like that. So for me, I feel like, I don't know. My mom always says, like, from the time that I was a child, I would always say that I wanted to be, like, a singing pediatrician. Like, I would go to the pediatrician's office to be like, yeah, I want to be you, but, like, I want to sing it to my patients.
I love that.
Yeah.
That is
So
funny.
she says that, like, she always knew that I was going to be a doctor, which is so strange. And then I think, like, the things that, like, solidified medicine for me was when my uncle passed from AIDS, and I was, like, one of the main people that, like, helped take care of him. Like, it's his end-of-life care, and I think that for me was, like, wow, like, I actually love to do this. I love to take care of people. And then I think further, when my mom was diagnosed with MS, and at that time it was just me and my mom. It wasn't me, my mom, and my dad, because my dad, you know, had kind of done his own thing. And so I had to take care of her, like giving her shots and like talking with like the doctor while she was there and all that other stuff. And I think for me, again, it was just kind of this thing of like, yeah, this is what I want to do. And I like to take care of people. And I like to like, I don't know, to help people. And then I think I had to ask myself, like, do I like to help my family members or do I like to help other people as well? And so I started doing just like different shadowing things. And I was like, yeah, this is it. This is like where I'm most happiest. Like I could literally be working 14, 15 hours, but it still doesn't feel like 14, 15 hours. It feels like I'm doing something to contribute to society. So that was it for me.
So, tell me about your journey to medical school. Sorry.
Okay, we'll start with college. I started out as a neuroscience major, but didn't want to be a doctor. I don't know what I thought I was going to do with that. But like, I love the brain because I actually used to have epilepsy as a child. So it's always been like very interesting to me, like how does this happen and like how does it work? And I loved my neurologist. So I was like, okay, let me learn about the brain. Fell in love with that. But I was kind of playing in college a little bit, you know, like I had like a relatively okay GPA, but I mean, it just wasn't competitive enough. So I was like, okay, let me do a master's program. And then that's what motivated me to go to Wake Forest for my accelerated master's in biomedical science. And then after that, I worked in a pulmonary research lab for 2 years. And I got most of my patient experience there. Like I was with patients every single day for 2 years straight. And it was amazing. And then I applied to how many schools? Like 15, 16 schools? Like hella schools.
She dropped that guap.
Money I didn't have. I applied to so many schools and I only got interviews to 3 of them. That was UNLV, ECU, and Chapel Hill. And yeah, I was actually waitlisted and I didn't get in until July 1st.
Oh wow!
Yeah, like,
yes,
like nick of time.
I feel like my story's a lot more bland, you know. I'm like, yeah, it is my story. So yeah, I went straight from undergrad to medical school. So my pre-medical journey just consisted of doing well in college and like focusing on that. So that caused me to like sacrifice a lot on other extracurricular activities. But yeah, I'm trying to think. You had like such a nice progression.
Girl, it was a lot. It was like stress.
Yeah. Well, it was stress nonetheless as well. Like,
yeah,
sacrificing what? I was like 18, 19, like
Yeah.
just already taking summer classes when I needed to. So I was just on my grind. I didn't really get much clinical experience other than in the summertime for shadowing purposes. So I felt like, I guess, a little less experience than people who took time off because of it. But other than that, yeah, it was not that much of a story. That's why I brought these two lovely people. Tell me about theirs.
I feel like not going straight through is a different experience than not going straight through. Like altogether, like your college experience is different from mine. Like you didn't have those 2 years off, but like you have more time to just kind of like go through your 20s and graduate. At what age? In your 20s?
You're like goals.
Yeah.
Like that's goals. What you want to happen. You want to like go straight through and be young when you finish, med school.
Before 30.
We'll all be young.
You'll be young. You'll be like under 30 when you start residency. Okay. I can't wait.
Okay, so for me, my story is very similar to Abby's. Like so I went to UNC for undergrad, and I did my first 2 years, and basically like tried to load up on like all my biology courses and chemistry courses, but honestly, I was not taking it seriously. Like I was using Chegg to do the little, to do the little practice things. I was sitting in the back of the class on Facebook, hanging out with my friends. Like it was just very much like I was there to be social.
Yeah.
And then, but I was doing fine in the classes. I was making like B's. I think I made 1 C in like astrology, but I was doing okay.
Yeah.
Astrology is harder than it looks.
No, if you go into it with like, oh, this is an easy class.
Okay, they can probably change
set you up.
I know it's astronomy, not astrology. That's the study of science.
Hard.
Yeah, that was the hard one.
Yeah.
And so then over the summer, I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to knock this out. I'm going to be so productive. And long story short, I ended up going to UNCC, and I took chemistry, but it was like general chemistry for nurses. So it was a bunch of like dosing stuff and all this other stuff. So I get back to Chapel Hill. I'm in organic chemistry. I'm like, great, I got an A in those chemistries. Like I'm about to like, go in. And the first like day we had a quiz, and it was like, what are these ions, or like counting ions and like electrons and stuff. And I was like we did not talk about this. I know how to dose somebody, but I do not know how to do this. I got a C in that class, and I was like, you know what? I think I'm just gonna stop here. I knew I was going to be a doctor, but I didn't. Like, I was like, I cannot continue to ruin my GPA. And I think my GPA at that time, like my science GPA was like a 3.1, 3.2. And I was like, I'm not going to get into medical school with this. And I was like, kind of beat myself up. And so basically I went to my advisor, and he's like, you can do a post-bac. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be so old when I go to med school. Like, I'm not going to want to do it, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no, I promise it's going to be great. So then I basically ended up changing my major. So sports medicine, did really well in all my classes, which like helped me get my science GPA up. And then I went and did my post-bac for 2 years, and then worked for 2 years. And I did like non-medical things. Like I worked at Topgolf. I worked at Ortho Carolina, which was kind of medical, and then I babysat. And then, and then I applied to medical school. I applied to 6 schools. I only got interviews from 2 though, from ECU and UNC, and ECU actually waitlisted me. 2 weeks after that interview, Chapel Hill came through with an acceptance, and only school I got accepted into, so it worked out.
Oh my gosh, same.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, I have to go back. I completely forgot about like my interview process. So yeah, I only interviewed at UNC and ECU as well. I interviewed like in October, so I'm like, okay, I definitely should hear back December. I didn't hear back till February, which isn't like crazy, but that waiting time,
anxiety.
It's like crazy.
And then people are getting in left and right, and I'm just like, I only got 2 interviews.
I do have a question. What was your reaction when you got your notification that you got in?
Dr. Rhonda, I forget her last name.
Rahandali.
Yeah, Rahandali, yes. She called me, and I saw a 919 number. I said, no, it's not. No, it's not. I was like at work too, right? Because I was working virtually. I was at home. I got the call. Hung up on the call. I was already gone for work. And I was like, hello? And she was like, is this Obi? And I was like, no, it's Abby. Who's this? I have to correct people. And she's like, I just want to personally call you and tell you. I literally ran outside. I was crying. I was screaming. And she's like, hello? And I was like, yes. Yes. Do you want to? Yes. Yes. I want a spot. Walked in, I was crying, I was calling everybody,
Oh,
I even called my dad. I said, guess what? And he said, you got into med school. I said, how do you know?
Oh,
I don't know. It was crazy.
Oh my God, that was one of the best days of my life.
Yes.
I was laying down after class trying to take a little nap. I had been worried constantly every single day, and I feel like that one moment I wasn't thinking about it, nothing. I was just laying around, and I didn't get a call. I got an email notification that said your application status has changed. When I tell you my heart dropped, first of all, that's a horrible subject line. Because
Right, it doesn't say anything.
it didn't say anything, and I thought that meant I did not get in because I didn't get a call. So I was like, oh my God. I'm like, please not right now. And I wanted to record. I low-key wanted to start my YouTube channel then. And I was like, okay, I'm going to record this moment. I could not. I was like, I have to see this for myself. I could not even pick up the camera. So I checked my message or my email, went to it, clicked on it, and then there's like stethoscopes.
Yeah.
I didn't even read it because
I
I knew
congratulations.
Yeah, I started bawling, crying. I was like, oh my gosh. I was calling everybody,
Same.
cousin, sister-in-law, everybody knew. Everybody had to know. And then that night, my friend surprised me with like a cake.
Aww.
And it said Dr. Boza on it. And I was like,
oh, that's so cute.
So sweet.
I love that.
What about you?
I also got an email, and I was like driving to work. It was so crazy. I was like, just checking my emails while I'm driving, which I should not do. I do not do that. It's not safe, but I do it pretty often. I also respond to text messages and emails while I'm driving.
Okay, we're gonna have to fix that.
Influence, right?
It's the only time that I can. But anywho, I was driving. I was like, let me look at my emails. It said the status changed, and I'm like, so I log into it. I, like you did, see the stethoscopes and the congratulations, and I was just like bawling. I was literally like driving down 77, like, oh my God, I'm about to be a doctor, like the ugliest, like Kim Kardashian face, insert here, like, and yeah, so I called my parents were the first people that I told, and I didn't tell anybody else. I just let that moment be between like me and my parents for like a good week. And so me and my dad went out and like took some pictures with my stethoscope and scrubs, and then in like Deveney fashion, I announced it on Instagram that I got in, and yeah, then everybody else found out that way, but only my parents knew.
Oh.
Yeah, and actually my parents and my aunt, she actually passed away the February following, but she was dying of cancer, so that was like her last wish before she died.
Oh.
I was to see me get into medical school. So they were the only three.
Wow. No, I'm so emotional. My aunt just passed away of cancer. And she was one of the people that knew, like, at the beginning, so.
I don't think I knew that.
It happened Thursday after we went to the gym. Like, literally, I got home, about to take a nap, and then my mom called me bawling, crying. So, this weekend has been a lot, but.
Can I touch you?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
Yes! The group hug real quick.
Oh my God.
Yeah. But she did know. She was so proud of me.
Yeah, she was proud too. It's like nice when you can, like those last moments that you have with people, and it's like something that, you know, they wanted you to do or something, and you just know that you made them proud. And at the end of the day, I feel like that kind of helps with like your healing process, especially when it happened with my aunt, because she was older. But I was like, you know what? She would be so happy, you know, to know that, you know, I'm doing okay. So.
Wow. Glad that both of y'all could give that to your aunts.
Yeah,
that was
awesome. Sad, but also happy at the same time.
Yeah, it's a happy moment.
All right, so next question. How are you liking medical school so far? Especially in the midst of a pandemic.
It's weird. I didn't realize how much like I crave like person-to-person contact and how much I need that from my professors, and like to have a relationship with them and for them to know who I am. Like I didn't know I was that kind of student until I couldn't be that kind of student.
Yeah.
Yeah, I use lecture capture a lot, and it's weird to like have that be your only source of getting information. But I do watch all my lectures on 2 times speed. I mean, everything about it is weird. I can't even describe a normal aspect.
Yeah.
I'm at school on Zoom. It's Zoom. It's not even secure.
Anybody can get it.
Anybody can get it.
If you want to be a doctor,
If you want the links, we got you.
period.
Or you hack it. It's Zoom. But yeah, I mean, it's nice though. I have like a few friends, and like we are in clubs, and we're able to like have
That is
events,
true.
and do community service, which I'm really passionate about. So maybe if we weren't able to do community service, I'd feel away. But
Yeah.
I feel like I'm doing all what I can.
Yeah, for sure.
I think SNMA is definitely what's making me feel like, okay, I'm at school.
Yeah,
Everything
for
else
sure.
is like just Zoom, you know? And it's like you're not building any camaraderie. And that's, I feel like, even though we are first year medical students, I feel like that's a big part of being in medical school.
Definitely.
It's like bonding and struggling together with everyone, but
Yeah.
you don't have that. But other than that, I think medical school has been such a growing period for me, you know, early 20s, like just figuring myself out, but on top of that, doing something so rigorous and like pushing myself with my confidence in different things and just growing as a person. So that's been great. Zoom, not so much. But, you know, we manage. And I am definitely like that as a student. I like to talk to my teachers. And I don't know, like now that I'm thinking about it, I don't have any personal relationship with any of them this far. So maybe our next block coming up, I'll like be more proactive by emailing them and trying to get to know them.
Yeah, I was gonna say block directors. I don't. Dr. Korene, of course.
Oh, Dr.
Yeah,
Korene.
he's dope.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like he's like chill with everybody. So, med school for me. Unpopular opinion. I like Zoom. I like to. I actually attend lectures sometimes. Actually, most of the time.
Every time I'm on Zoom, she's on Zoom. She's on Zoom.
It's not that thing.
It's not that thing. Go to class.
Are y'all being shady right now? Class starts at 8 a.m. and we're in class from literally like 8 to 12. And so I like to just be able to roll out of my bed and log online and learn. That is like A1 to me because I'm like, you know what? For these required sessions that are 8 a.m., I would have to get up, shower, put clothes on, like show up to campus, ride the bus to whatever hall, get there, and be there by 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And so I think
That's
it definitely has, and I can like cook breakfast while I'm in lecture.
Yeah.
There's literally so
There are
many
pros.
things.
There are pros.
I feel like I'm so productive in this Zoom environment that I probably wouldn't be as productive if I wasn't
the
in Zoom.
commuting.
But everything else I feel like is fine. I think med school is kind of like emotional. Like you definitely have moments where you feel inadequate and where you feel not good enough. Like there's definitely been times personally for me, I think as somebody who's a perfectionist, where I want to be perfect all the time. And that's just like not possible in medical school. As much as you try, it's very much a slap in the face. Whether it's like you're not doing well on an assignment or like our patient care class, like I literally beat myself up the other week. There was another issue there, but like I was beating myself up because I didn't feel like my presentation was that great. And the professor was like, what did you think you did well? And I said nothing. And that was like the honest truth. And it was just like, why? Why are you being so hard on yourself? Like you did fine. And so I feel like that's my biggest struggle with med school. And sometimes it can be just a lot of information at once. And I think that there's times where like the first pass you're like, oh shit, I don't get any of this stuff. And you start to kind of like go into this panic. And I'll can attest to this. At the beginning of respiratory, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to fail this entire block. Like I know nothing. And I think I literally had to sit down with myself and be like, okay, go through a second time, a third time, like however many times it takes to get this material. And sometimes I feel like that is what differentiates like people that want to go into medicine versus those that don't. Like we just don't give up. You just kind of keep pushing through.
Tenacity.
Yeah, exactly. So that's how med school is for me.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that feeling of like that you're inadequate. I mean, I feel like we all have imposter syndrome. Like, what makes us different? How did we even get here? Are we worthy? Can we actually do it? But I think what's helped me get through that is realizing that I'm not the only one. Like, we
We're
all
all
feel
feeling
that
this
way
way.
every day. None of us feel qualified to do this, but that's why
Yeah.
we're here, is to learn how to actually be qualified and to get the
Yeah.
confidence, because you see that all your doctors are confident, but they weren't always that way.
Yeah.
You know? They started where we're at right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
Even in my PCC class, like I try not to beat myself up on it. But like coming back, I thought I built up my confidence from like last semester, and I came back and then we had like a presentation,
I remember.
and oh my God, I just could not talk loudly, or like I was just so nervous of people that I'm like used to. So I don't know why I was nervous about it. And then this week, or I guess last week, but anyways, I came back and I did better. So it's all about growth and not beating yourself up. And even if you don't do the best on a test, there's a next test coming literally a week from now. So
You can't beat yourself up for too long.
you can't just move on.
Yeah.
so true.
I was gonna say, I feel like learned that in the grand scheme of things, like small things to get upset about are not that big of a deal, and there's much bigger things in life to be upset about. And so I think that perspective has kind of changed, like what I do get upset about. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's another thing that I find in med school.
Yeah. Cause it's so much information. Like
Oh,
sometimes it's just unrealistic how much they're putting on us, but they know that, and it just we just have to learn and grow from it.
But do you ever feel like shocked when you can remember a ton of shit?
Yeah.
And you're like,
I was like,
Literally the day before the exams, a lot of that stuff I did not know, and then the morning of the exam, I know all that.
just rushes
Yes.
in.
It
Yes.
just comes in.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's like
It's
crazy how much
crazy,
your
yeah.
brain can like take in, and you really
Yeah.
like. I'm appalled by my brain every single
No,
time that I
seriously.
take an exam or something.
Yeah.
That's so real.
That's
We're learning how to learn.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Like, we're just seeing the fruit of our labor.
Yeah, I'm still switching up like how I study,
Mhm.
trying to figure
Same.
out like what pace I want to go at. But
Mhm.
it's all a journey.
It is.
I agree.
Yeah.
We do not need to be perfect.
No.
That is very, very true.
Okay. Last question.
Another thing,
Okay.
actually,
Yeah,
I
keep
just
going.
wanted to say real quick. I think something that has really helped me is trying to just be kinder to my future self. So like
Future
planning
self.
out my time, making sure that I have free time booked to my schedule, doing things that I love.
I love that.
Like, that's how my therapist described it. I was like, yeah, like, be nice to your future self. Like, call and schedule that appointment, or push it back, or cancel it. Like, you don't have to do everything just because it's on your schedule. Like, push stuff around and make sure you're gonna be happy 2 weeks from now, even. You know?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really nice. Because I hear people say like be nice to your present self, but like thinking about what you're doing in the future and planning accordingly is something I've never like actually thought of.
No, it's huge. And sometimes I'll catch myself like, you built in this time for yourself? Oh
Like, good for you. Yeah.
Be proud of yourself. And like, I don't know, being proud of myself is my biggest goal.
Yeah.
Like, it's not really anybody else, it's me and making myself proud. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wish I did that more. I will say that is one thing in med school that I don't do. I don't take enough time for myself. I feel like I am always scheduling things, and previously I thought it was because like, you know, I'm lonely, or I like have all these feelings that maybe I'm dealing with, and so I'm just gonna schedule things to try to like distract me from it. But then I was like, you know what? I think I'm a workaholic, and so I feel like I need to take more time to be like, all right, Dev, you cannot do all of this week. Like, you need to chill out. So I'm slowly getting better. I'm gonna sign up for one vaccine shift this week.
Okay. How long is that? 5 hours?
Yeah.
Baby steps. Every step matters.
They're making me feel bad. I'm not volunteering. Well, not with that, but I will be starting the Shack social. I forgot the position, but it's something I do like every other week, and like it's a longitudinal thing where I talk with patients and make sure they have their medicines and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but something I like, exercising has been something that like I set aside time for, like for sure. And
I think it's good for your labor. I need to get what you're on.
And it's really like it's more than just physical at this point. Like, it's a mental clarity. Like, okay, I've done all this. I've been in lecture for 4 hours, and I just need time for myself. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get this information through, but one thing I do know is that I'm going to get on the treadmill, and I'm going to work on these clips, honey.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's, yeah, so.
You definitely stayed in the gym past the time that I was there the other day.
Yeah, I was like, no, I got to go. And I haven't been to the gym since, so
No, me
I'm
neither.
glad that I spent that time. Yes, so that is something that I'm enjoying.
That's so great.
Right. Last question. What's been your best day and worst day so far?
Worst?
Or do y'all just want to pick one to answer?
Yeah.
Which one do you want to answer?
We should say our best day.
Okay.
Best day? Yesterday was a very, 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 very good day.
Really?
I don't know if it's my best day, but do y'all see how she does this? Imagine if my phone was ringing. She would be dancing to the ringtone.
Literally, I took
Like, she
her out
does that
completely.
And I was like, she's dancing to in her head. I have a tutor that I see from time to time just to make sure I'm like tightened up. But like I went through a question and I did it the exact way he taught me, and just I'm working on my like my test taking skills and learning how to like bring together, because we're learning so many clinical symptoms. Like I mean,
Yes.
They all start to look alike.
They also have to look alike. You say, oh, this person has a 2 out of 6 systolic murmur and they're short of breath, and it's like, what do you want me to do with that?
It could be so many things.
Right.
All 4 of these answers. But like, he was working with me, and like I really like got it down. I was like, it's not this, and that, and like I don't know. I got the right answer, and it was from just going through every single thing I knew within seconds. And I felt really proud of myself, because like that's what we're gonna need to do for STEP, and like I'm finally getting into it. Like, it took me a whole semester, but I'm finally getting into it. So yeah, I don't know if it was the best day, but it was a good day.
It's a day to be proud of.
Yeah. Maybe today, if we get our block scores back soon.
Yes.
Okay. For sure. I can go. I mean, mine is academic as well, but I think for me, like my best, and I will also say emotional day, was when we had that immuno exam, and it was the one that was like on all this like HIV and AIDS stuff. And I think I already mentioned it, but like my uncle passed away from AIDS, and so it was like super important to me to like understand like everything that like went into that, and like kind of like seeing some of those things firsthand, but like knowing like the clinical symptoms and stuff behind it. And so that exam, I got a 98.
Period.
Yes. I had scored so high. I was like, it was such a like a stress for me to like do really well on that exam. Mostly for him, and I think it was kind of like another like, you know, I'm sure he's looking up at me and he's super proud, and so I think that was literally like my best moment. Like I cried during that. Yeah, that was my best day in med school so far.
Okay.
I'm so proud of yourself.
Yeah. 98?
Yeah, 98.
Girl.
I was like, who took this exam? It must have been my other personality.
It was.
She has 10.
I got 10.
No, it was you. Pick and choose which one. I guess I'll go academic as well. I would say it was the second ever test that we took. The first one,
Yeah.
I
missed those days.
I would be such a throwback. The first exam we took, I don't know if I just didn't like. I don't know. That person was not me, but I failed the exam, and I haven't failed an exam since. But that feeling just like crushed me, because it's the first exam, and it was supposed to be super easy, and like everyone did well, and I was just like, oh wow, I don't think I'm ready for this med school thing, and I'm failing the easiest thing. And not that grades are everything. My favorite day was after that exam, studying for the next one, and like talking myself up, giving myself positive affirmations, and like really working hard, but also like just trying to move past that bad moment, and my results going well and like doing really well in the next exam really pushed me through. I think at that moment I was like, all right, I can do this medical school thing. And there are going to be days where I might not do as well on exam, but I will bounce back. And like just keeping that in my mind, like, Korene, you did it before, you can do it again.
Mm-hmm.
That's been my best moment.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
that's amazing.
That's a word right there.
It is.
Yeah.
You can definitely bounce back.
You can.
And you saw yourself do it, so you know it's possible.
Yeah. So anytime I'm studying and I'm like, I don't think I can do this, I'm like, you've done it before.
Yeah, you'll be good.
You'll be all right.
Oh, that's so real.
Aww. Thank you guys so much for doing this video.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Chug. No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
I was ready. I said, oh yes.
I mean, she's the alcoholic. Well, well, cheers.
Pineapple alcohol. Juice. Also a med student, we all drink way too much. About all of us.
But yes, thank you for watching the video. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.
Bye.